हेलो भैया। तो आज हम लोग रीड कर रहे हैं क्लास 9th का चैप्टर 1 स्टोरी ऑफ विलेज पालमपुर। The purpose of the story is to introduce some basic concept relating to production and that we do through a story of hypothetical village called Palampur. Farming is the main activity in the Palampur, whereas several other activities such as small scale manufacturing, dairies, transport, etc. are the carried out on a limited scale. These productions activity need various types of natural resources. Natural resources, man-made efforts, items, human efforts, money, etc. As we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn how various resources combine to produce the desired good and the services in the village. Introduction: Palampur is a well connected with neighboring village and town Raigad. Raiganj is a big village in 3 kilometers from Palampur. An all-weathering road connected the village to Raiganj and further connected to the village to the Raiganj and further on the nearest small town of Sapur, and many kind of transport are available on this road starting the Raj, sorry, many kind of transport are visible on this road, starting from the bullock cart, tongas, buggy, wooden cart drawn by the buffaloes, load with the jaggery, gourd, and the other commodities to the motor vehicle like motorcycle, jeep, tractors, and truck. This village has about 450 families belonging to several different castes. The 18 upper castes families own the majority of land. Quite large are made of bricks with cement plastering. The SCs Dalits comprising one third of the population and live in one corner of the village and in much smaller houses, some of of uh, which are which are of mud and straw. Most of the houses have connections, electricity power, all the tube bells in the field, and it's used in various types of small businesses. Palampur has two primary school and one high school. There are primary health center run by the government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated. The description above shows that the Palampur has fairly well developed system of road transport, electricity, irrigation, school, and health centers. Compare these facilities with those in your nearby village. The story of Palampur, an imaginary village, we will take us through the different types of production activities in this village. In village across India, farming is the main production activities. The other production activities to as non-farm activities include a small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. We should take a look at both these types of activities after learning a few general things about production. Organization of production: the aim of the production is to produce the goods and services that we want. There are four requirements for production of goods and services. The first requirement is land and the other natural resources such as water, forest, minerals. The second required is labor, i.e., people who will be do the same. Some production activities require highly educated worker to perform the necessary task. Other activity require worker can do manual work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for the production. The third requirement is physical capital, i.e., the variety of input required at each stages during production. What are the items that come under the physical capital? Tools, machines, building tools and machines ranges from the simple tools such as a farmer's plug to sophisticated machines such as generator, turbines, computer, etc. Tools, machines, buildings can be used in production over many years and are called fixed capital. Raw material and many in hand productions require a variety of raw materials such as a yarn used by the weavers and the clay used by the potters. Also, some money is also always required during the production to make payment and buy other necessary item. Raw material and money in the hand are called working capital. Unlike tools, machines, and buildings, these are used in production. There is a fourth requirement too. You will need knowledge and enterprises to be able to put together land, labor, and the physical capital and produce an output either to use yourself or the sell in the market. This these days is called the human capital. We shall learn more about the human capital in the next chapter. In this picture, identify the land, labor, and fixed capital used in production. Every production is organized by the combining hand labor, physical capital, and the human capital, which are is known as factor of production. As we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn more about the first three factor of production. For convenience, we will refer to the physical capital as the capital in the chapter. First, farming in Palampur. The land is fixed. Farming is the main production activity in Palampur. 70% of the people who were working are dependent on farmer for their livelihood. They could be farmers or farm laborers. They were the well being of these people is closely related to the production on the farm. But remember, there is a basic constraint in rising farm production. Land area under cultivation in particularly fixed since 1960s in Palampur. There has been no expansion in land area under cultivation. By then, some of these wasteland in the village had been converted to cultivated land. There exists no further scope to increase farms productions by bringing new land under cultivation. The standard unit of the measuring land and hectare through in the village, you may find area being discussed in local units such as biga, uh, Junda etc. 1 hectare equal to area of the square one with one side measuring 100 meters. Can you compare the area of 1 hectare field with the area of your school ground? Second, is there way one can grow more the same land in the kind of crop grown? The facilities available Palampur would resemble a village of the western part of the state Uttar Pradesh. All land is cultivated in Palampur. No land is left idle during the rainy season. Kharif farmers grow jowar and bajra. These plants are used as cattle feed. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. In the winter season, rabi field are grown sown with the wheat from the wheat production. Farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat at the market at Raiganj. A part of the land area is also devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw forms or as jaggery is sold traders in Sahpur. The main reasons why farmers are able to grow three different crops in a year in Palampur is due to the well developed system of irrigation. Electricity came early to Palampur. Its major impact was transform the system of irrigation. Persian wheel were till then used by the farmers to draw water from the wells and the irrigate a small field. People saw that the electric run tube wells could irrigate much larger area of the land more effectively. The first few tube wells were installed by the government. Soon, however, farmers started setting up the private tube wells. As a result of by mid 1970s, the entire cultivation area of 20 hectares was irrigated. To grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the area is known as multiple cropping. It is the most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. All farmers in Palampur grow at least two main crops. Many are growing potatoes are the third crop in the past 15 in 20 to 20 years. Sources. Pocket Book of Agriculture Statistics 220 Directorate of Economics and Statistics Department Agriculture Corporate and Farms Welfare. It is important to increase the area of under irrigation. Why you have a read about the crop grown in Palampur? Fill the following table based on the information on the crop grown in the region. You will see that the one way of the increasing production from the same land is multiple cropping. The other way is to use the modern farming method for high yields. Yields is a measured as a crop production on the given piece of land during the single season. Till the mid 1960s, the seed used in cultivation were traditionally ones with relatively low yield. Tradition seed needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dung and the other natural manure as fertilizers. All these were readily available with the farmers who did not have to buy them. The Green Revolution in the late 1960s introduced the Indian farmer to the cultivation of the wheat and the rice, high yielding varieties HYVs of the seed compared to the traditional seeds. The HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities fruit grains than possible earlier. HYV seed, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizer and pesticide to produce best result. Higher yield were possible only from the combination of HYV seeds, irrigation, chemical fertilizer, pesticide. It is farmers of Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh first were the first to try out to the modern farming method in India. The farmer in these regions set up tube wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, and the pesticide in farming. Some of them bought farm machinery like tractor and threshers, which made plugging and harvesting faster. They were rewarded as a high yield of wheat in Palampur. Yield of wheat from the traditional variety was 1300 kg per hectare. With the HYV seeds, this yield went up to 300 3,200 kilogram per hectare. There was a large increase in the production of wheat. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market. Modern farming method require the farmers to start with more cash than before. Why? Will the land sustain? Land being our natural resources, it is necessary to be careful in its use. Scientific report indicate that the modern farming method have overused the natural resources base in many areas. Green revolution is associated with the loss of the soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizer. Also, continuous use of groundwater for the tube well irrigation has led to the depletion of the table. Environmental resources like soil fertility and the groundwater are built up over years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure the future development of agriculture. Fourth, how is land distributed between the farmer of Palampur? You must have realized how important land is for the farmers. Unfortunately, not the all farmer engaging in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation in Palampur. About one third of the 450 families are landless. 150 families, most of them Dalits, who had no land for cultivation. Of the remaining families who have own, you can see the larger number of small plots scattered around the village. Sorry, land 214 families cultivated small plots of the land less 2 hectare in size. Cultivation of such plot doesn't bring accurate income of the farmer's family. मैंने थोड़ा जरा आगे का पढ़ दिया तो थोड़ा मैंने दोबारा से पढ़ दिया वो. You can see the large number of a small plot scattered around the village in the picture. These are cultivated by the same farmers. On the other hand, more than half of the area of the village is covered by the plots that are the quite large in size. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have the land extending over 10 hectares or more. Fifth, who will provide the labor. After land, labor is the next necessary factor of the production. Farmers require a great deal of hard work. Small farmers, along with their family, cultivate their own land. Thus, they provide the labor required for the farmer themselves. Medium, the large farmers hire farm labor to work on their field. Crops grown on the land. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmers for whom they work. Wages can be in cash or in kind of crop. Sometimes laborers get meal also. Wages are vary widely from the region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another. Like showing and harvesting, there is also a wide variety in the duration of the employment. A farm laborers might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, or for the whole year. Dala is a landless farm laborer who work on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set up by the government in rupees 300 per day, March 2019. But the Dala get only 160 rupees. There is heavy consumption for work among the competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur. So the people agree to work for the low wages. Dala complain about this situation to the Ram Kali, who is another farm laborer. Both Dala and Ram Kali are among poorest people in the village. Six, the capital needed in farming. You have already seen that the modern farming method require a great deal of capital, so that the farmers now need more money than the before. First, most small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for the capital. They borrow from the large farmers to the village money lenders or the traders who supply various input for the cultivation. The rate of the interest on the such loans is very high. They are put to great distress to repay the loans. And the second point is, in contrast to small farmer, the medium and the large farmer have their own saving from the farming. They are thus able to arrange for the capital needed. How do these farmers have their own saving? You shall find the answer in the next section. 7. Sale of surplus farms products. Let us suppose that the farmers have the production produced wheat on their land using the three factor of production. The wheat is harvested and the production is completed. What do the farmer do with the wheat? They retain a part of the wheat for a family consumption and sell surplus wheat. Small farmers like Savita and Govind sons have little surplus wheat because their total production is small, and from this sustainable share is kept for their own family needs. So it is the medium and the large farmers who supply the wheat to the market. In the picture 1.1, you will see the bullock cart steaming into the market, each carrying load of wheat. The traders at the market buy the wheat and the sell it further to the shopkeeper in the town and cities. Tejpal Singh, the large farmer who has the surplus of 350 quintals of wheat from all his lands. He sells the surplus wheat at the Raiganj market and has goods earning. What does Tejpal do with the earning? Last year, Tejpal had put most of the money in his bank account. Later, he used the saving for lending to farmers like Sabita who were in need of the loan. He also used the saving to arrange for the working capital for farming in the next season. This year, Tejpal plans to use his earning to buy another tractor. Another tractor would increase his fixed capital. Like Tejpal Singh, other large medium farmers sell the surplus farm production products. A part of the earning is saved and kept for buying capital for the next season. Thus, they are able to arrange for the capital for farming from their own savings. Some farmers might also use the saving to buy cattle trucks or set of shops as we shall see these constitute the capital for the non-farming activities in Palampur. We have learned about the farming as the main production activity in Palampur. We shall now take a look at some non-farming production activity. Only 25% of people working in Palampur are engaged in activities than the agriculture. First, daily of the other common activity. Dairy is a common activity in main families of the Palampur. People feed their buffaloes on the variety kind of grasses and the jowar and the bajra that grown during the rainy season. The milk is sold in the Raiganj, the nearby large village. The two traders from the Shahpur town have set up collection chilling centers at Raiganj, from where the milk is transferred to far away town and cities. Second, an example of a small scale manufacturer in Palampur. At present, less than 50 people are engaged in manufacturing in Palampur. Unlike the manufacturing take place in places in big factories in the towns and the cities, manufacture in Palampur involve very simple production methods and are done on a small scale. They are carried out mostly at the home and in the fields with the help of families. Laborers relay are the laborers hired. Third, the shopkeeper of Palampur. People involved in trading exchange of goods. There are not very many in Palampur. The traders of Palampur also are shopkeepers who buy various goods from the wholesale market in the cities and sell them in a village. You will see general store in the village selling in the wide range of items like rice, wheat, sugar, tea, oil, biscuits, soap, toothpaste, batteries, candles, notebook, pen, pencil, even some clothes. A few of the families whose houses are close to the bus stand have used a part of space open a small shop. They sell stable food. Transportation are fast developing sector. There are variety of vehicle on the road connecting Palampur to Raiganj. Rickshawala, Tangawala, jeep, tractor, drivers and people are driving traditional bullock cart and bogies and were in the transport services. They ferry people and the good from one place to another and in return get paid for it. The people number of people involved in transport has grown over the last several years. Here we just complete our chapter and we just read the summary. Farming is the main production activity in the village. Over the year there have been many important changes in the way farming is the practice. These have allowed the farmer to produce more crop from the same amount of the land. This is an important achievement since the land is fixed and scarce, in rising production, a good deal of pressure has been put on the land and the other natural resources. The new way of farming need less land but much more of capital. The medium and the large farmers are able to use their own savings from the production to arrange for the capital during the next season. On the other hand, the small farmer, who constitute about 80% of the total farmers in India, find it difficult to obtain capital because of the small size of their plots. Their production is not enough. The lack of the surplus means that they are unable to obtain capital from their own savings and they have to borrow. Beside the debt, many of the small farmers have to be additionally work as a farm laborers to feed themselves and their families. Labor being the most abundant factor of the production, it would be ideal if the new way of farming used much labor. Unfortunately, such a thing has not happened. The use of labor on farms is limited. The labor looking for opportunities in the migrating to neighboring villages, towns, and cities. Some laborers have entered the sector in the village. At present, the non-farmer sector in the village is not very large. Out of the 100 Baka is the rural area in India. Only 24 are engaged in non-farming activities. Through there is a variety of the non-farm activity in the village. We have only seen few examples. The number of people employed in each is quite small. in the future one would like to see more non-farm production activity in the village. Unlike farming, non-farming activities require land. Little land, people with some amount of capital can set up the non-farming activities. How does one obtain this capital? One can either use the his own saving, but more often has to take a loan. It is important then the loan be available at low rate of interest, so that the even people without saving can start some non-farming activities. Another thing which is essential for the expansion of non-farm activities is to have market where the people and services product can be sold. In Palampur, we saw the neighboring villages, town, and the cities provide the market for the milk, jaggery, wheat, etc. As more villagers get connected to town and the cities through the good road transport and telephone, it is possible that the opportunities for non-farming activity in the village could increase in the coming years.